Hello everybody, this is Jeffrey Cranford, and I am really happy to be with you. And it's been a while since I've been with you. I've been a little bit out of the loop on the Devos over the last few weeks, and I'm really excited today to be with one of my very dear friends, Matt MacConnell, here in the Palm Springs area. Matt, let me give you a little background on Matt and his career. First of all, he started kind of under the Harmon brothers. You remember Dick Harmon, the famous Butch Harmon. Dick was no longer with us, but brother of Butch and Craig and Billy and all the Harmon brothers, and River Oaks in Houston, and now he's been out in the desert for quite some time. Some of you in the know will also realize and have heard of Titleist Performance Institute. You see it on the Golf Channel periodically with Dr. Greg Rose. Matt's a certified instructor with TPI. We've done some things TPI related through the years. He actually helps me with my golf swing, which I won't blame that on him. I'll blame that on me in my old age. But Matt, a great instructor. So what we thought we would do is we would, over this next 6 or 7 weeks, go into some fundamentals about the golf swing and then draw out some spiritual parallels. So we're going to start with kind of the basics, kind of grip, posture, and alignment type stuff. And today we're going to start with alignment. Now, over these next few weeks, let me tell you something. One of two things has happened. Either your spiritual life is going to advance, which are our primary motivation. Maybe that won't, but you'll get something out of it for your golf game. Hopefully both will improve. So Matt, welcome, and I want to talk to you a little bit about alignment. You do a lot of instruction, as I have through the years, and alignment seems to be such a huge issue. I mean, sometimes you can get somebody up and they're aimed 40 yards right. Talk to me a little bit and everybody about alignment.
Absolutely, Jeff. It's great to be here. Good to see everybody. I always enjoy these devotionals myself and look forward to contributing over the next couple of weeks.
We're happy
Jeff.
to have you, buddy.
Well, thanks. Alignment. The first thing I'd start with is I've been very fortunate to go out on tour quite a few times and walk up and down the driving range, whether I'm helping a friend or just watching and trying to learn myself. And I would say 80 to 90% of the guys always have some sort of alignment aid, whether it's a stick,
Absolutely.
a T-square down on the ground, because they realize their alignment is the foundation for their golf swing.
Absolutely foundation.
Where they're pointing is exactly where the golf ball goes or where they want it to go most of the time.
Right.
And time again, I'll get out on the practice facility, get ready to give a member a lesson or a pro, whoever I'm helping, and one of the first questions I'll ask is, where are you aimed? Where are you aligned? They might say, I'm aimed at the red pin, and lo and behold, they're aimed 40 yards left, 40 yards right, which makes them have to make tremendous compensations, whether it's with the path of their swing, whether it's with an adjustment at the face or the bottom of their swing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it leads to a lot of inconsistency.
Absolutely.
Both in ball striking, direction, and everything. So one of the big things I always try to get people to do is in creating a foundation for their golf swing is make sure they're aligned each and every time they're practice, whether it's on the range, just practicing, or before a round.
Well, you're kind of wasting your time if you go out and bang balls for 4 hours and say, I really worked hard, and then I went on the golf course and I played terribly. You sit out there and bang balls for 4 hours and you're aimed 20 yards right at your target. You're learning to come over the top and get the ball somehow, or shut the face, somehow get the club exiting over here and aim back over here when you're either shoulders or feet. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It's absolutely true. I think alignment is the essence, the foundation of your golf swing, and it's so simple. It's not in swing. You don't have to make any adjustments.
That's right.
All you have to do is take the time, be intentional enough
Absolutely.
to make sure you're aimed the correct way every single time.
Yeah. So let's draw the spiritual parallel on this. First of all, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, Paul is speaking to the church at Corinth, and he talks about he was a master builder, and he actually built a foundation, and that the church then was building onto that foundation. And in some ways, each of us build onto that foundation with our lives. Some of us kind of waste our lives. He refers to it as wood, hay, and straw. Others build very solidly on that foundation. And then we have a life that's respectable. Jesus also talked about this in Luke chapter 6. Let me read this a little bit to you. In Luke chapter 6, I should turn there myself. Luke chapter 6, listen to what Jesus says. He says, why do you call me Lord, Lord, and yet you don't even do what I say? He says, everyone who comes to me and hears my words and acts on them, I will show you what he's like. He's like a man building a house who dug deep and laid, again, a foundation, like we're talking about, upon the rock. And when the flood rose, The torrent burst against the house and could not shake it because it had been built well. But then, as we know, and many of you know the story, the other one didn't act accordingly, and he's like a man who built his house on without any foundation. The torrent burst against it, and it immediately collapsed, and the ruin of that house was great. And that's what we've seen through the years. I know you have, Matt. Guys coming down the stretch, and it's kind of good when timing's good, but then when the pressure gets on, maybe it's just in a club match you have, or just out with a friend, you're trying to shoot your best score, and your alignment's been horrible all day, but you've kind of been able to compensate. Then everything tenses up, and your foundation becomes very evident. It becomes very evident, and we'll see that a little even more as we get into some of the other foundations, which are grip and posture and things like that, in the weeks to come. So Matt, good start here. Let's get to some of these other things in the next couple of weeks.
Look forward to it, Jeff.